Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for 50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hops Geek News, your home for comic books, movies, TV shows, and typically we feature a beer of the week. My name is Matt. Alongside me, as always, is my bestest of friend, Lauren, who is the brains of this podcast. And today we are going to be talking about things that we're thankful for, such as women getting roasted like a turkey in an oven, Thanksgiving massacres, Black Friday deals, all sorts of killings and weird Pilgrim killing sprees. Yes, we're talking about the 2022 film, Waffle Irons. You name it, this movie's got it. We're talking about Thanksgiving, directed by my father, Eli Roth. No, he's not actually my father, but we did trick Lauren's daughter's boyfriend into thinking he was my father for about 5 minutes, in which he actually said, "Hey, your son's here at MegaCon this year." So that was awkward.
He's 52. He'd have to be a really young father, but it's possible.
My mom is about that age. Yeah. You know, you never know. Anyways, this movie stars Patrick Dempsey, of course, and also our favorite zombie from the movie Zombies. I forget his real name, but it's always Zed to me. Just
Milo something.
Milo. Yeah, it is Milo something. You're right. Anyways, we will be talking about that in a moment. If you've never actually listened to the show, we like to talk about what we have messed up on the week before, what we might be reading or watching, some news, and then, of course, our main topic. And the way that you can support the show is like, subscribe, share, follow, hit the notification button, join the Discord, follow us on Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, basically everything but Twitter right now due to the given recent events. I just... blech. Anyways, on a brighter note, my beer of the week is from Precarious Brewing Company out of Williamsburg, Virginia. It's a collab with The Answer out of Richmond, Virginia. It's called Dollars Make Ballers, baby. A delicious. Oh my God, I love this beer so much. This beer is so damn good. It's 10% triple hazy IPA. I'm going to need to get more because I intended when I bought a 4-pack to give Lauren at least one, but this is the fourth and final one. It's probably one of my favorite.
Ooh, that is thick.
It's one of my favorites. I'll be right up honest, man. It's one of my favorite triples, one of my favorite hazies. Like, this beer is so effing good. I don't even know how to describe it. That's what I'm drinking this week. Lauren, she's out there picking corn in the fields. That sounded really racist. What are you drinking?
It would be super racist if I wasn't white. But yeah, it did sound racist. Speaking of racism, let's talk about Thanksgiving. So I am actually drinking a Never Too Late pumpkin brown ale from Ivanhoe Brewing. This is actually one of my favorite pumpkins every year because I love that it's a brown ale. and it has just the right amount of spices. So it's our brown ale is never too late to arrive on the scene. We threw as much pumpkin pie at this as we could. We brewed with Amarillo, Cascade, and pumpkin. It was fresh but subtle spices that bring a fall spirit to this hearty ale. You know what? It's never too late to seek revenge on those who ruined your Black Friday shopping.
Dude, I have a beer still. I have that one in my fridge still. I didn't know you were drinking that tonight. We could have the same thing, but it's okay.
You had already sent me a picture, so I already knew that you had your heart set on that beer, so I didn't tell you.
Oh, I'm open to anything and everything. I didn't even think about the beers that we have together, but that's what makes this special, of course. What we messed up on though last week, Tim cameo.
Tim came through.
He came through in our live episode. He made sure that, with the Penguin, where we're talking about the finale, he was like, hey guys, you messed up on Priscilla Presley. We talked about her coming to MegaCon.
Which
his
she is.
daughter is Lisa
But
Marie.
that's not his daughter. We were talking about it like it was his daughter. His daughter's Lisa Marie. Priscilla Presley is his wife.
Which makes it all the more confusing that she's coming to MegaCon.
Yeah, she's 79 years old.
She was married to she got dicked down by Elvis.
She got knocked up by Elvis.
She had babies with Elvis.
Well, a baby. I feel like I should have known that too, because like I've been to Graceland.
Okay, but like Elvis,
which I actually really enjoyed. I'm not a huge Elvis fan, and I really enjoyed Graceland. I highly recommend it to anybody.
Elvis fought in World War II, and she's only 79. Wow, there was some age disparities, I feel like, because I'm like Elvis in my head is this person. Obviously, since he died so young, like isn't somebody I ever really could picture being alive today. And so in my head, he's just like this person from the 1800s, which I know he's not. So the fact that his wife is still around and almost the same age as like some of my grandparents, like the one grandparent. That's it.
Yeah, but let's see when they got married.
He was because he was in World War II.
They got married in 1967. Oh no, wait, what? Wait, I thought she was born in 60. Yeah, no, they're 10 years apart, so they got married in 67. All right, so it's actually not terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I got no hate against the age. I just, as long as she wasn't like 12. That's
right. Well, I think the guy who sings "Goodness Gracious, Great Balls of Fire," like I think his wife was like a child bride. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, perfect theme for a killing movie, because I can think of some folks that should probably be killed if that's the case. Yeah, I don't know why she's there. Anyways, let's move on. Lauren, for this week, let's talk about some of the things that we've been reading or watching. What have you been reading? All right, well, I'm going to start then. I will go ahead and start. Absolute Batman issue 2 is out on shelves from Scott Snyder. Frank Martin is one of the artists. This series is so freaking good. Oh my God. Like,
she was 13.
I'm sorry. She was 13 when they got married.
Yeah. So when the guy who sings "Goodness Gracious, Great,"
I thought Elvis. I thought Elvis and
no.
Oh my God, I was like,
when he got married, he was 22 and she was 13. Okay, that was correct. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to be like slandering some poor person who like.
No, he deserves all the slander.
But yes, he deserves it. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. What? Back to Batman. Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Oh my God, Batman should have paid that man a visit and beat his ass. Yeah. Absolute Batman's fantastic. Absolutely amazing. You get the Batmobile. You get just Batman having knives sticking out of his back. There's these really cool shots where these knives are stuck in his back and he's just still just tank. Absolute tank. And then you get these really cool moments where Bruce is playing cards with like Harvey Dent, for example, and winning money off of them and talking and things like that. And there's criminals that from Crime Alley, and you're just like, that's this person. That's this person. The hat didn't last even very long into the episode, but really good.
I'll take a picture with it.
Terminator issue number 2 from Dynamite is out. Really recommend reading that as well. Terminator, great issue. I did watch a couple things. So I did finish Hysteriia on Peacock. Last time we talked, I was up to the finale. It stuck the landing, in my opinion, and I think they set up for a season 2 very nicely. No, it's not scary. It's obviously the girl from Pitch Perfect. She's this religious nut who I can't really describe what she's like without spoiling it, but it's not scary. There is an actual devil. I will give you that. Like, the devil actually is possessing people and things. And so it kind of gives you a hint of there could be a season 2, which I really hope there is a season 2, because this show was really well done. Again, set during the Satanic Panic. These kids started a band. They basically, like every great band of the late 80s made up a backstory for their band, which was they're a satanic cult. Some of the kids got sucked in and went too far, and one of the kids' moms gets possessed. So I'll leave it at that. Really good, dude. 8 episodes, Peacock. If you're looking for something to watch in the doldrums between Halloween and Christmas, please watch that show. Watch it because I would love to get more of that. And then I watched Timecut. So you might have heard of a movie called Totally Killer that came out last year on Prime. Well, this is the film that was actually in production before Totally Killer. They have the same premise. The girl sister died in 2003 due to a murder. And so she goes back in time and, oh God, I forgot what fashion was like in 2003. I forgot what 2003 was like. I think some of us try to forget, but like seeing that was crazy.
I liked the 2003 fashion. feel like you see it at the beginning of the first
I was going into my
season
freshman year of high school, man.
I miss the low-rise jeans and like the cute little tops that like tied
and like the Hollister like camis that you
I
put.
used to love Hollister.
Yeah, you have the Hollister camis.
Hollister
yeah,
opened. I think Kaylee had just been born. I think I bought like my first like post-baby clothes at Hollister.
Yeah,
I used to love it. It was all like surfer clothes.
Yeah, well, obviously, because you go in there and they had the beach, the live view of the beach all the time in Cal. Yeah, like that was my favorite.
It was
part
like
when I had
a
to go in
cheaper
there.
Abercrombie.
Yeah, God, Abercrombie. But again,
I still have some Hollister stuff in my closet that I bought like 20 years ago.
Are they still in business? I've not seen a Hollister store.
I can't remember the last time I went in one, but I think they are still in business.
Well, even when you go to malls are dying, but I would go into a mall now and I don't see Hollister. I don't even see Abercrombie. I do see American Eagle once in a while. That's survived.
So we have an American Eagle here.
But I didn't know if people are still wearing that. Yeah, interesting. That movie's not
American Eagle jeans all the time. They're not going anywhere.
Well, regardless, this movie is not very good. Don't watch it. Basis of it, terrible, not good. The last movie I watched, you ready? I watched a Hallmark movie. It's called Haunted Wedding. No, this was a Halloween.
Was it a Halloween movie?
Yes, I watched a Halloween themed Hallmark movie where they're paranormal investigators getting married, and then they pick this place and they go there, and the ghost of this lady doesn't want them to get married because her husband, who happens to be the same character as the guy who's getting married to the woman, it's like his long lost descendant, or not even, but regardless, he got killed in the Revolutionary War. They are separated.
Oh, no.
She doesn't want anybody to get married because she couldn't get married because they all died, blah, blah, blah. Cheesy, cheap Hallmark movie. Was enjoyable, though. I liked it. There is a movie coming out called Hot Frosty. It comes out tomorrow, this past Wednesday when you're listening to this, on Netflix. And it looks awful, and I will report back next week with how awful it is, and I can't wait. That's what I've been up to. Hallmark season's here.
Woohoo.
Anyways, Lauren, what have you been up to?
So I watched Penguin, which we just talked about that. If you want to hear our
go
opinions
listen.
on that. Yeah, it's up on the YouTube, and I'm sure by now it's on the podcast platforms as well. I'm still watching Daryl Dixon. It is still really good. I'm still loving it. And of course, it's, all Carol and Daryl. And I read a Supernatural book this weekend. So I got it.
You just reminded me.
Do you need to talk about Supernatural for a minute? You can do it.
I finished the finale of season 13 before recording. Oh my God. It was the war. Oh God. Season 13.
I don't even remember what happened in 13.
First of all, season 13 is a slog. Everybody's out here bitching about the Leviathan season. No, season 13 is a freaking slog to get through. Oh my God. You're trudging through mud. Lucifer.
But you get,
the two worlds.
You get some good stuff in season 13.
Okay, but the finale where Dean gets taken in, like Michael comes into the vessel of Dean.
Okay, so that's what happened.
They're fighting in the.
Oh my God, that's the worst fight ever. It's terrible.
It's the slowest.
They even have made comments about like Mark, like Lucifer, whatever, I forget what his name is. Mark something or other, and Jensen have made comments about how bad it is.
It's so bad. What is that final shot where Jensen's in the Peaky Blinders outfit? And it's that
okay, no,
90s...
that's hot. Don't knock that.
No, it gets bad because it's such a 90s thing to do where they freeze frame him looking at the camera, but they freeze frame him look at the camera and his eyes are blue, and it just slowly fades out, and it's like, this is terrible. Oh my God.
I actually kind of like Michael.
I'm surprised it lasted 2 more seasons. Oh my God.
You're about to get to one of the best ones, which is the Halloween one called Mint Condition. That's one of my favorite episodes.
Well, that final battle with Lucifer before he died, if he's actually dead.
Oh, it is bad. It is bad.
Awful. Oh my God. I watched it I am finally on season 14 though. I have 2 seasons left. Jesus Christ. What is that 46 episodes to go? Oh, Sounds a lot longer if you put it that way, but okay, I'm sorry. Go back. Your
You're now
Supernatural
up to
book.
the part that I actually watched these last 2 seasons live. So
I
you're
am
now up to where I
almost
watched live.
there, everybody. I am almost there. Almost there. This is the home
You're
stretch.
gonna
This is
like
that
mint
part.
condition.
This is that part of the race where you're like, oh God, I want to quit, but you're like, the finish line is so close. That's where we're at. And I've liked Supernatural. Don't get me wrong. I have liked it, but the season 13 was tough.
Trying to see what. Okay, there's 20 episodes in the next one.
Oh, so we got like 40 because wasn't season 15 short too?
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, Lebanon's a great one. So you're gonna see that in 14. And then Mint Condition's a good one. I like the nihilism. You're almost up to the one with the Cosmic Cowboy.
I'm so close. So close. Oh, boy. Anyways, what was this Supernatural book you read? Do tell. Pray tell.
So I read one of them maybe like a year ago, and it takes place during season 2. So then I read that book. It was quick, easy. It's like a weekend read kind of book. These books are like less than 300 pages. And I enjoyed that one. It actually took place in New York. And so I met the author at New York Comic Con. And so I decided to buy the next book. And I got home. I got really excited because it takes place in Key West. So it's, well, I think that he's intentionally picking locations that they can't pretend are in Vancouver, because there's only one episode in Florida. And I assumed, even though I grew up in Broward County, I thought when they were in Broward County that there was a Broward County that wasn't in Florida, because no part of that looked like Broward County with their potted palm trees and their flamingo motel. It was terror. It was a mystery spot, which is a great episode. There's nothing about that says Florida. So this was kind of cool that it's like, Dean and Sam, it's right after the Christmas episode. They're celebrating New Year's and they get a call on Dad's old cell phone. They're at Bobby's that there's something weird going on in Key West.
Is he wearing that god-awful beret he wore in season 13? Ugh.
No, they're not wearing any hats. You're good.
Thank God.
Nor are they wearing flip-flops, which is the shoe of Key West. And they talk about that. They're like, which is true. But they just, Dean's like, oh, well, I think we should still go check this out, because he's been to Key West before with his dad. He really likes Key West. He made friends with people down there when he went down there with his dad when Sam was in Stanford. Not Stanford. So it was interesting. It was a quick read. I didn't love it. It was interesting how they're kind of like trying to tie the monsters together, but these books really are standalone, because like they will mention things but catch you up. They'll be like, oh yes, Azazel, the yellow-eyed demon that killed Mom, but then tried to kill Sam. And like they tell you those things that are going on. I think honestly The thing I enjoyed the most about it was the fact that they were in Key West and they're like describing places in Key West, and like they mentioned the Bull. Like my mom got married at the Bull, which is a bar in the Keys. Man. And so it was kind of cool to hear the things that were dropped. But then one of the things I didn't like, at the end of the book, the guy does playlists, like songs he recommends, like that Sam and Dean would be listening to on this hunt. And he intentionally puts no Jimmy Buffett.
Ooh, that's a bold strategy.
And he was knocking Brown-Eyed Girl throughout the book, saying all these bars.
It's actually a good song.
Girl. Well, and it's also like Jimmy Buffett sings it, Anne Blink sings it, and like he was bashing Brown.
You're mine.
But it was interesting too, because the bad guy was like they were tying in the Calusa Native Americans, which obviously there's a brewery named Calusa to honor those Native Americans who were from Florida. So it was a whole like bones came up on a site and like weird things were happening, and they tied it into them opening the gates of hell. And there were demons from opening the gates of hell at the end of season 2 that were in the Keys, and it was ramping up spirits. And they did make a nod to Ernest Hemingway, which I loved. And they mentioned the cats, which we used to have a Hemingway cat that had the 6 toes. So that was really cool. But it was good. It wasn't phenomenal, but honestly, I read it in 2 days. Again, it's a very, very quick read. So if you really like Supernatural and you're just like, yeah, let me just find something that's not quick weed. Yeah. So that's what I've been reading or watching.
All right. Well, why don't we go into some news? We have some news to talk about. First things first, obviously tied to the Penguin. Colin Farrell will be in about 5 or 6 scenes of the Batman season, or the Batman film 2. There is talks, early discussions of a Batman or Penguin season 2. Good Lord, cannot get it together over here. What do you have that seems relevant to the current political climate?
Macaulay Culkin has been cast for Fallout season 2 on Prime.
Okay, well, yeah, but I was going for Andor, which was the next thing. Andor season 2.
Oh, I guess that works too. Yeah.
Given, come on, Star Wars, come on. Fallout is what we're heading to, but Andor, season 2 is where we're currently at. Andor.
Gotcha. Yes, Andor season 2 will be on Disney Plus on April 22nd.
I'm excited. I love Andor. Can't wait.
I'm excited too. I really liked Andor.
Smallville. I never really quite got into Smallville. So what is this Smallville news we have from Tom Welling himself?
I think I binged Smallville way too fast about a year ago. And I probably don't remember any of it because I binged it too fast. But it is, so they're doing an animated show. I think we mentioned it before. Tom Welling gave an update. He's like, hey, the animation is done. We have a poster. It's really up to the WB at this point, but it's not at the top of their priority. So we have no set date. But a lot of it's done. So it should be.
So it means it's going to get canceled because nothing is a priority at the WB?
We shall see.
I digress. This part is pretty funny. So Mattel has a line of Wicked dolls out. However, some smart wise guy put www.wicked.com on the bottom barcode of the dolls, I guess. Well, turns out that is a porn site. And so a lot of people were going, first of all, who looks at the bottom of a box of a doll and goes to,
I don't ever buy the doll.
I don't.
I'm going to it.
News to me. Well, it's a porn site. Number one. Number two, they have
access beyond this page is restricted to adults 18 plus.
Well, apparently,
now I have a virus.
Uplifting news, Wicked.com took off all of their nudity content in support from Mattel at this moment until they can figure out the snafu.
Should I enter the website and see if that's legit?
Might as well. Why not, right? You already got the virus on your computer. Virginia is one of those states where
ultimate destination for award-winning adult content. Join, get full access. There's some sexy poses, but I don't see anything.
Sexy poses. Yeah, they took off all
covers of porn.
This comes from DT. So DT was the one in our Discord who said that Mattel or Wicked.com removed.
For nymphs. Just the tip.
Okay, but like
Passion Canvas. WICS. Passion Canvas. The Hunger.
All right.
Part one, just the tip.
There's a part one of just the tip. Is part two like the whole shaft? Down the shaft?
Yeah, that doesn't really make much sense. I don't know, because
part one just the tip, part two down the shaft.
I'm just looking at the heading right here.
This is a Santa Claus story where somebody's dressed like Santa Claus. Actually,
there's one called Stormy Trumps All.
Oh, I was in an adult store a couple years ago, and there was a DVD for sale. And it was a spoof of Donald Trump. And I was like, and then I was like, I already know. I'm in Idaho, man. I know the exact kind of person that's buying this. Anyways, let's move on to something else.
Is on here. It says popular girls, Stormy Daniels.
There are some interesting people out there. You are a strange little man. Anyways, we have new trailers for some Marvel things. If we want to talk about Marvel.
Doing market research.
Such as Thunderbolts. It gave us some Terminator 2 vibes with Bucky on his motorcycle with his own version of a gun. It wasn't a shotgun like Arnold had, but nonetheless, we get the Red Guardian. Amazing. Yelena's in this. Great. She's carrying a it's not a gerbil. It's not a groundhog. It's a guinea pig. That's what it is. In one of the scenes.
You haven't gotten to that episode yet. Never mind.
Okay.
Have you? Where Sam
What If season 3 dropped a trailer today that comes out on December 22nd. This is the final season of What If. We have
and Storm is in it.
Storm's in it. Oscar Isaac's back as Moon Knight. It looks like Mysterio. Yeah, there's a whole slew of characters that are going to be back. Really excited. And then Captain America Brave New World dropped a trailer. That's coming out Valentine's Day. I'm personally really excited for that one. I think that movie looks so freaking good. I am so high on this Captain America. Anthony Mackie is going to own this role as Captain America. I'm pretty sure they're going to be fighting over adamantium. I think this is our introduction of adamantium into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's my theory. No, I think it's going to be adamantium because they focus on the Celestial a bit. They're flying around the Celestial. I'm pretty sure they found some like adamantium. That's my theory. That's my theory, and I'm rolling with it. We'll see in a couple months, man. Oh, damn it, MegaCon! You're so stupid. MegaCon missed a really cool chance to not have their convention the weekend that Captain America: Brave New World comes out.
It's the weekend before.
I know. Had they been smart, they would have scheduled it for the weekend of this movie, and we could have seen it together.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, but then we would be seeing it Thursday and not going to the con.
Yeah, okay, nothing happens on Thursdays. They know what happens on Thursdays? They book us against Back to the Future. Yeah, they book us against Back to the Future. That's what happens on Thursdays.
Also a big one.
Anyways,
So a lot of stuff happened. So
what
James
else?
Gunn says the Superman trailer is a red eye, but we don't have it yet. For $3 million, you can own a totally real but not street legal tumbler Batmobile from Warner Brothers. So act fast. There are only 10. Did you order one?
I was actually going to start a GoFundMe on this podcast to get $3 million to buy a real version of the tumbler from Batman Begins.
I don't know who wouldn't donate.
Okay, but like that is awesome. Oh God, I just immediately start. Can you drive stick? Does it come in black?
Yes.
Nice ride, dude. Oh my God, could you imagine? And they say it's not street legal, but like, who's stopping me when that bad boy? All right, I've seen what that bad boy can do. It can jump from building to building.
Cops.
Yeah, no, the cops ain't stopping me in that bad beast. I wonder how fast. Oh, like, what's the point? I want to drive it. I got to take it to a closed track. Imagine I pull up to pick up the kids at school and I'm the school is right behind my house.
Like,
I'm driving
excuse
the
me,
fucking
sir,
tumbler.
This car is not street legal. We can't give you your children.
But who's stopping me? It looks so cool. Like I've got the yellow tag in the Batmobile that says I can pick up my kids. Kids are instantly popular. Where am I parking it? I don't know, because that's like the width of my freaking driveway. But you know what, man? I'm in the $3 million. Come on. PayPal.com/HopsGeekNews. Let's get $3 million. Come on. I need it.
Let's get $3 million.
Come on. Don't let Elon Musk win again. Come on, guys. I need you. That's all I got for news. What do you have for our final?
Our last bit of news is just a MegaCon Orlando update. Morena Baccarin. I'm not sure how to say her last name.
Baccarina,
so she's from,
I don't know.
She's Vanessa. She's Deadpool's girlfriend. You actually just watched a movie with her and Anthony Mackie.
Elevation, yes.
So she's going to be there along with her Gotham co-star, who is also her boyfriend. So
wait, are they married in real life?
I don't know if they're married, but I know they're together.
Oh, okay.
Because he even posted something about
Jim Gordon, right?
Yeah.
What a hand! He's like the knockoff version of Ryan Gosling. It's Ben
Ryan McKenzie.
Yeah, if Ryan Phillippe and Ryan Gosling had a baby, it's Ben McKenzie.
I don't know. I think both of those dudes are hotter than him. They've been married since 2017. Oh,
good for them.
I think they have children.
Good for them.
They have 3 children.
Good for them. I haven't stated that, but good for them. All right, fine. We'll do it, guys. Gather your plates, get the stuffing, the sweet potato pie, the turkey, the gravy, the cranberry sauce, and pull up your plate, pull up your chair, tell us what you're thankful for, because we are about to embark into a world in Massachusetts where Black Friday goes all. Join us as we're going to be right back in a second talking about Thanksgiving.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on chumbacasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at chumbacasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's chumbacasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, "Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back, and we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this, everybody is a somebody. and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, what's up? Are you thankful? I'm so thankful right now. Are you going Black Friday shopping? Maybe you were, maybe you're not. Maybe you just do some online shopping now. It's probably safer to do online shopping because if you don't, what could possibly happen is that it could be Thanksgiving 2022. Go with me on this. Plymouth, Massachusetts. You're mad as hell because the Plymouth Rock is literally the size of Donald Trump's brain, if you will. And the owner of a Walmart type store is opening it up at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving because for some reason, we just feel like as a society, we need to open up stores Thanksgiving night for Black Friday shopping instead of letting everybody watch the Green Bay Packers and Miami Dolphins play Thanksgiving night, which is actually happening this year, 7 p.m. All hell breaks loose when they open. Multiple people die. Gasp. Nobody takes accountability. Nobody is charged. Oh my God. How does that happen? There's cameras everywhere. It's 2022, folks. Following year.
Did we mention we're not going to ruin the killer? So if you haven't seen this, we are not going to tell you who the killer is.
We'll spoil everything but the killer. You're welcome.
Yes.
We're doing our part. Now, the following year, a Pilgrim murderer with a John Carver outfit and mask on is on a killing spree, and he's targeting everybody who was involved the year before. This movie is currently on Netflix if you would like to enjoy this new holiday classic. It's directed by Eli Roth. It stars Patrick Dempsey, Ty Olsson, aka Benny, Rick Hoffman, Nero Varlacki, and the boy from the cheerleading zombie movies. Oh my God, I forgot to add a piece of news. Did you know that in 2025, Zombies and Descendants is going on a joint world tour, and we're going to buy tickets to Charlottesville for August 25th?
Wow.
You should be excited. My daughter is going to be over the moon. That's probably our big gift at Christmas, actually, because tickets go on sale this week. Anyways, yes, Zed. Zed from Zombies.
I couldn't figure out why he looked familiar, and then Brielle's like, oh, he's a zombie. I'm like, that's why he looks familiar. He's not green, so I didn't recognize him.
Although none of the original, like Dove Cameron's not going on this tour, and none of the original Zombies cast is doing this tour. It's the girl from Rise of Red and Nobody's, so they're just banking on the... Anyways, why don't you go ahead and tell us about the real John Carver?
Okay, so who is the real John Carver? Well, I'll tell you.
Who is it? Where's the
He's
trigger?
from the 1500s, and according to the website Mayflower History, this is who he is. So, when the Pilgrims made the decision to begin moving their church to somewhere in America, they sent John Carver and Robert Cushman as their representatives to England to negotiate with the Virginia Company and organize the business. John Carver came over on the Mayflower. That's a boat you may have heard of, where he acted as governor on the ship for the voyage. After they arrived, he was actually elected governor of the colony, and he remained in that capacity until his very sad and very untimely death from a possible heat stroke in April of 1621. His poor wife, Catherine, then died a few weeks later from a broken heart.
Hey, they said medically that could be a real thing that happens.
Now, yeah, I have heard that. And now they have mocked his memory and dressed a serial killer up as him to get revenge for Black Friday.
That's true. Black Friday. I was always told that Black Friday was called Black Friday because many companies that were in the red all year did so well on the day of Thanksgiving that it put them back in the black as far as profits go. However,
I was told that too.
What, you were too? Oh my God, dude.
Odds?
Like,
we were both marketing majors. We probably did both hear that.
Very true. According to history.com, it might not actually be true. So I hope that glass shattered for you as it did us, because back in the 50s, police in Philadelphia, born and raised, used the term to describe the chaos that occurred the day after Thanksgiving when hordes of suburban shoppers and tourists flooded into the city in advance of the big Army-Navy football game held that Saturday every year. Cops weren't able to take the day off. They had to work extra long hours dealing with the additional crowds, the traffic, taxes, all that stuff. Now, shoplifters then also took advantage on this day of the chaos. And by 1961, Black Friday had caught on in Philadelphia to the extent that the city's merchants and boosters, nobody cares about you, booster, tried to change it to Big Friday in order to remove the negative connotations that obviously didn't work. By 1985, it was a common term around the country. Sometime in the late 80s is when retailers spun it to describe it as the day many businesses see their ledgers go from red to black. That way it looks as if the few customers posit they have
They view their customers positively. They don't. But
they
want
don't.
us to think they view
It's
us
all
positively.
business. They don't give a
all a bunch of hocus pocus.
It is. This eventually led to Small Business Saturday, which I highly recommend supporting your small businesses, and of course Cyber Monday. Yeah, you know, are you telling me that big corporations lied to us? They would never do that, right?
Apparently, you know, I thought, so history.com I find to be a credible source, but I kind of wondered because like, I remember even talking to my dad, because my dad, my like entire childhood is, you know, or my entire life has worked for banks and in credit card transactions and does credit consulting and all that kind of stuff. And like, I remember him asking me, do you know why they call it Black Friday? And when I said, because the businesses go from red to black on their ledger, he's like, yeah, good, you know, good job kind of thing. So, but I mean, you hear so much of that things aren't, you know, that's not actually how they started.
It's probably like an old wives' tale, as they used to say.
Yeah, who knows? Even like when we were talking last week about the witches being brewers, like that's an urban legend. That's not real. So sometimes
you know what's very real is the fact that the Plymouth Rock is extremely disappointing.
I have seen pictures. I've never been there.
Oh God, don't. I'm telling you all, as somebody who's from Massachusetts, do not take time to spend a vacation and going to Plymouth Rock. You will be disappointed. It's not the actual rock. It's in the ground. It's very small. You know what? You might have heard, you know, big things turning out to be small things. Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah, a lot of you women out there probably have heard this a time or two.
So the rock isn't huge.
It's not huge. No, it did very small things, very big things. It's very big. Plymouth Rock, very big, very big. No, it's not. But yeah, this movie, man, before we go into some fun facts, because you know we're here for the fun facts, Lauren, what are your initial thoughts of this movie? I saw this movie in theaters. Carrie and I went We did. Carrie and I went on a date last year, and we went to see this movie in theaters. Now, we didn't get to, I think there's an extra credit scene, which we didn't get to stay for because the movie started late, because now movies have to do like 45 minutes worth of previews. And we had a babysitter we had to pick our kids up at. And so we left as like the ending is going down. We're like, oh, that's what happens. And we left. So I did see it in theaters, though. I liked it. I'll tell you right now, it's very cheesy, but I liked it. What are your thoughts? Yes. This movie? Yeah.
It's enjoyable. And I will say, like, you know, it starts and it is Black Friday. And I've never been one to shop on Black Friday except for buying my Christmas tree. That is the only thing I will go and buy. If we can find a private lot, awesome. If not, we end up at like Lowe's or something. But that's the only thing I want to buy. I decorate the house for Christmas.
You buy you buy a real Christmas tree every year?
Yeah.
Okay. I did it one year. I probably never do it again. I'm lazy, but I
have to have a real tree. I love how it smells. I love getting it. I'm
surprised the Florida heat doesn't catch it on fire immediately. I'm very afraid of fires.
We have air conditioning. And I water it like crazy the first few weeks, obviously. But I get a Fraser fir every year. And I even like take the extra branches and put them in a wreath and everything. And I can't imagine not getting a real tree. We always had one as a kid, even though neither of my parents get real ones anymore. And it actually is more environmentally friendly to get a real one because, I mean, I say that, but I also have a fake one in my barn area. It is more environmentally friendly because they're not made of plastic and because it keeps every time they cut a Christmas tree down, they plant more than one. So these Christmas tree farms are constantly making more. So I did look it up one year because I was like, maybe I should invest
they could just plant trees elsewhere.
You can't grow Fraser firs in Florida. My trees.
All right. Well, I don't know. All I know is Black Friday in the 90s. Did you ever go out Black Friday? I feel like the 90s with the Cabbage Patch is the last big.
That was the 80s.
Chaotic. Oh, Cabbage Patch was the 80s. I feel like
Yeah.
Anyways, I've never had to fight anybody on Black Friday. Did you have to fight anybody on Black Friday?
No. One time Josh went into Target to buy a vacuum. I don't feel like the
perfect time to buy appliances, and the deals suck now. First of all, the deals aren't deals anymore.
I was like, you can get a flat screen TV for a reasonable price all year.
I walked into Costco today, and for a 65-inch TV, they were asking $329. Now,
a lot or a little? I don't even know.
That's
Josh buys the TVs.
15 to 20 years ago, that would have been like $1,200 to $2,000.
Gotcha.
That's dirt cheap. I
remember when we were kids, my dad had the 52-inch TV that was like a projector, and it was like $2,000. But like we weren't allowed to get near it. And now it's like when he was getting rid of it, he's like, "Do either of you want this?" And we're like, "No, we don't want that giant monstrosity."
But like Black Friday used to be serious. People would legitimately fight. I never experienced Black Friday like that, thank God. But anyway, my original question, I'm sorry, was what was your thought on this movie? Now I'm just reminiscing Black Friday deals. And
I went off on a tangent too.
Cheap I can get a vacuum. Like I buy not even appliances. I'll buy like a steam cleaner and a vacuum because that's worthwhile doing now. But I don't.
We've gone
go
a little
out
crazy on Prime Day.
I will say that Walmart has a Black Friday deal for a trampoline. Instead of like $450, it's $129, and I think we're going to do that one.
That's worth it. We had a
we're getting the
trampoline
kids
for
a
a while,
trampoline,
and the
yeah.
kids played with it like crazy. Like,
See,
I mean,
next time you come and visit, there's a trampoline. The kids will go out there, and we can just enjoy beers and
we had it during COVID. It was great.
See?
The kids loved it. Eventually, they were done with it, and we got rid of it. But
right,
yeah, no, it was great while it lasted. You just got to be careful. You got to get the net. I know too many kids that have gotten hurt on those things, man.
Yeah.
So no, I thought this movie was fun. It was silly. I was surprised at the cast. I was surprised when I saw Dempsey. I was surprised when I saw Benny. But I did enjoy that. But I felt like this movie was, I know what you did last summer, but instead of 4th of July, it's Thanksgiving. They even have a parade. And I laughed at many, many, many of the kills. They were all very unrealistic. And
oh, you mean you're putting her in an oven tied like a turkey that isn't realistic?
That I laughed when that came out. When they pulled her out and she was like had her like legs up, I was like, that was hilarious. And then he cut a piece of her. Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous.
But a lot of the kills, it was like, that your head's not going to cave in that fast.
No. Yeah, it was always funny like watching movies where they like go to smash in somebody's head, because heads don't break like that. Like heads don't collapse like that at all, I feel like.
Right. On like The Walking Dead, I'm like, okay, they're decomposed already. Like, okay, that makes kind of, more sense. And so I'll give them more liberty, I guess, with that. But this was extreme. But it wasn't meant to be serious. And also it was like, there was no rationale in killing some of the people, like just because they were there.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Brielle called. She said there was 2 people at the beginning. She goes, they're going to survive. She goes, I can tell. And like she was following like Randy's rules kind of thing. And they survived.
Oh, see, that's smart. That's smart. I will say the killer caught me off guard. I didn't think it would be that person.
I did.
Really?
Yes.
What? It's hard because we don't want to give away the.
I know.
But what?
Let's just say I've seen him in something else where they made it like he was going to be and he wasn't. I'm already saying it's a guy. And the way that they were playing it this time, I was like, oh, I do think it's him. I wasn't 100%, but I wasn't surprised. But then there were a couple times where I wanted to go back and be like, can that even happen? Does that make sense? Because I do think that there is one scene that doesn't make sense. Like when they're in the school and she's hiding, like that doesn't make sense.
That person was moving way too fast and there was too much going on for it to really make sense to be one killer.
So I do. So one of the things, there's going to be a sequel next year. So maybe there were 2, because the whole time I was thinking maybe there's 2 killers like Scream. And so I do wonder if the person is not the only one.
Oh, interesting. Do you think we're going to get a second one maybe?
No, we are getting a second one. It's already been like greenlit. And
oh, hell yeah, I'm in.
Come out next year.
All right, fun facts time. This movie was based on a fake trailer by Eli Roth for a film called Thanksgiving that appeared in Grindhouse 2007. In that trailer, a kid was in love with a turkey, and then his father kills it. He then killed his family, went away to a mental institution, and came back and took revenge on the town. Interesting.
As one does.
What's it called in India, though?
In India, this movie is called Bloody Thanksgiving, and in Spain, it's called Black Friday. Which is kind of funny because I really wouldn't think anybody outside of America would have any interest in watching a movie called Thanksgiving, but here we are.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Eli Roth has said that the cat in the movie was such a good actor and performed on cue that he called him Leonardo DiCaprio. The name of the cat is Tonic, and he previously starred in Pet Sematary 2019. Haven't seen that movie personally.
I haven't either. I hated the old one. I don't want to watch it ever again, so I'm not going to watch that.
That's fair.
Eli Roth wanted all the film's kills to be not only super gory, but also very creative, because he wanted to pay homage to the creative kills of the golden age slasher films, such as Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Happy Birthday to Me, and My Bloody Valentine.
You do get
from 1981.
You do get that. A lot of these things. Yeah, you do get.
Yeah, and I heard like descriptions of like they're lying, like it takes place in modern day. They have cell phones. That plays into what, they're live streaming stuff at when people are dying and whatnot. So they play into all that. So it is a modern movie, but the acting and the kills and all are not modern.
No. And would you believe that this is actually Eli Roth's most critically acclaimed film, considering he did like Hostel and stuff like that? Which, have you seen the Hostel films?
I haven't.
I don't
know that I've really ever seen anything of his.
Hostile like torture porn, and it's not my thing. But I'm very surprised
I
that
don't.
Thanksgiving is his most critically acclaimed film. I do enjoy it.
Oh, he did Borderlands?
Did he?
I just looked up Eli Roth films and that came up.
I haven't watched Borderlands yet. I don't
But I mean,
think
I've heard that's terrible. Oh, he did The House with the Clock in the Walls. I've heard that's good. I haven't seen that. Death Wish.
Death Wish?
Bruce Willis. Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves.
Wow. Interesting that this was the most critically acclaimed. Well,
it was like a common, like if you could go on one thing and something else might be more highly rated, but if you went and looked at all the reviews, this one I guess had the best average.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Anybody wants to fact check that though, I don't blame you.
Well, we got some tidbits of things that were not in the script.
So the cosmetology classroom was actually not in the script, nor was it intended to be, but it ended up being a great part of Jessica's chase scene because it was actually a real location that the filmmakers found while they were filming at the local high school there, and they decided to incorporate it into the movie. And if anybody doesn't know what we're referring to, it's the room with all the heads. It's
Watertown, and would you believe that I played basketball at that high school?
Well, look at you. I did not. I believe you. But I didn't know that.
Watertown was one of our rivals. We've played them a bunch of times. Yes. Watertown's a suburb of Boston. Not anywhere close. Plymouth is like the Cape, essentially. Yeah. But anyways, Lynn Griffin plays the grandmother in the beginning scenes. She was in the holiday slasher Black Christmas. She loves her Christmas time holiday slasher films.
She loves her holiday murders. In 2008, there was a woman who worked at Walmart. She was an employee there, and she was trampled to death in Long Island, New York on Black Friday.
Okay,
that is like absolutely disgusting. And I feel that what this movie does is it's making fun of how absolutely ridiculous people take Black Friday.
Without a doubt. I just can't believe. I guess anytime I think about it, it's like, we wouldn't really devolve into like these primitive beings in the time of like necessity, right? But then Black Friday shows us like we really
and that's not even necessity.
No,
that's not like
you want to save $5 on this.
Yeah,
disgust. Because in this movie, people get trampled. In concerts recently, people have gotten trampled, and so it's one of those things that you don't think about, but then you're like, no, this actually happened. That's terrifying. Getting trampled is terrifying, in my opinion.
But no, I do think they were mocking all of it.
Oh, they definitely were. Like the whole, you have to work tonight? Like, what the hell? And then they go there because they're, first of all, these teenagers, like, what are you doing going out on Thanksgiving? They're going to the movies or something, but they swing
going
by.
Out on Thanksgiving.
I mean, as a teenager, I get it. Or, then they stop at the store. They go in the store and then chaos just goes crazy. But I've never actively seen a mob like that outside of a store, which again is how you know it's tongue in cheek, which is why I'm curious. Like if anybody has actually lived through a mob waiting to get into a store, what is it like? I need to know, because is it accurate?
People lined up outside like Best Buy, like the night.
Yeah, I've seen people lined up at Best Buy. Yeah, I mean, I used to like GameStop when there was a new Call of Duty coming out. People would be lined up, but I've never seen like mobs of people at the doors. And like the doors are cracking and stuff like that. That's not something that would ever actively happen. They would never open the store because they would call the local police. First of all, like the security there had nothing. Like they were not.
One
ready
dude
for this.
bailed. He's like, I'm out of here.
He did. I don't blame him. Anyways, Eli Roth was actually in the process of casting the movie when his friend Gina Gershon texted him and asked, "When are you putting me in a horror movie of yours?" He responded, "Actually, Gina, I have a part for you, right? Meow."
And he killed her.
Well, I would love to be cast in a movie where I get killed. Are you kidding me? She plays Amanda Collins. She's the one who gets roasted, right?
No. Yes, maybe.
I can't remember.
She might be the one that dies with like in her scalps like ripped off of the with the shopping cart.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's the one that her scalp gets ripped off the shopping cart.
Rick Hoffman's in this movie, by the way, which he's in a lot of stuff that you like don't really realize that it's him. Like Suits, he's in Suits. If you've ever watched Suits, he's in a bunch of Law and Orders. Better Off Ted. He's that like background character. He's bald. He's got a mustache in this. He's somebody who like I couldn't pick that has ever played in like a movie like leading role, especially because his IMDb page is him without a mustache and it's very jarring. It looks nothing like him, but he's in a lot of movies. And he's the dad. He's the one who owns the shopping complex.
Right Mart, I think.
Yeah, that might be it. He's in Hostel, though. I do remember him from Hostel.
Okay. So our last fun fact is Amanda Barker, who plays Lizzie, which is the crazy shopper, and you also see her as a waitress at the diner the following year. She's actually from Hanover, Massachusetts, and she is the 9th great niece of John Carver himself.
Crap. No way.
And her accent in the movie is genuine.
They should have cast my dad. My dad would have the wicked bad accent, too. Would have been great.
Wicked bad.
My dad has a wicked accent. So the sequel's set to come out next year in 2025, huh?
That's what I read.
I hope it does. I'm really excited.
We'll have to do a follow-up next year.
We will. I liked this movie because it was that return to cheesy horror films.
And there really aren't many Thanksgiving movies at all, let alone horror.
You're right. Like, okay, so think of, oh God, Thanksgiving. You know me, like Thanksgiving is one of those movies like, oh yeah, I'm in the bag for. It's, again, though, it's crazy that I was thinking about this. There really isn't, like, Thanksgiving is one of those things. You have Christmas horror. You've got a million Christmas movies. Halloween's its thing. Thanksgiving, nobody cares about Thanksgiving, right? So Eli Roth comes in and he creates like a reasonable Thanksgiving horror movie in a cheesy, but also return to form kind of way, like 80s. It's like that 80s love letter to horror movies where it's not serious at all. Also, some crazy credit facts. At the very end of the credits, an outtake is shown where Jessica, who is played by Neil Verloc, says goodbye to her father, Thomas Wright, played by Rick Hoffman. He says goodbye back. After she exits the scene, he turns back to the camera, flips the bird, and this is followed by someone off screen saying cut. That's kind of funny. I love like the quotes, right? Like some of the quotes is where one of the killer says, "Sorry, Jessica, this year there will be no leftovers."
Stupid.
If we let the police handle it, we're all going to end up 50% off. Hey, Sheriff, you're right. No leftovers. Sometimes things end up much better than you'd expect, all right? Think of it this way. When Black Sabbath fired Ozzy in 79, you would have figured it was all fucking over, the end of an era. But then comes Ronnie James Dio, all 5'0", the evil little elf. He brought magic to the band that they hadn't seen in years. Somebody who's Black Sabbath. Get the fuck off my property.
I liked that part when the kid asked, who's Black Sabbath?
Every weapon he's using is straight off a Thanksgiving table, which we get. We get like that killer has them all at the Thanksgiving table, which is really cool. And it's all very Thanksgiving themed. Again, like Thanksgiving is food related. You can do so many things with this.
I liked that guy though that owned like his dad had the gun shop, the get the fuck out of here guy. Like he seemed like a sleaze bag, but then he's like giving them weapons for free and like giving her that ring as, like, a good luck charm. So I thought he was actually like a nice dude.
Yeah, like I love how somebody's like show some enthusiasm. Thanksgiving's an institution here. Like it's really not that big in Massachusetts. Nobody cares about Thanksgiving. Just so we're clear, it's really not that serious.
Well, I mean, you have parades and crap everywhere. You have Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day Parade.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, dude, this movie was just fun. The easiest way I can put it, it was fun. It wasn't serious. It's a return to form to just like shut your brain off. Absolutely not. Like Thanksgiving, you have a couple of movies like Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Steve Martin, John Candy.
Home for the Holidays.
Home for the Holidays. But you don't really have a lot of films like that are centric around Thanksgiving. So to have a horror movie that is, heck yeah. I was in the bag and it delivered. It really did, in my opinion. I thought it delivered. I thought that I didn't see who the killer would be, which again, we're not spoiling. Lauren saw it coming. She's smarter than me. I will say it till the day I die. But I didn't see that one coming. And so that was a surprise. The kills were very creative, inventive, and it never took itself too seriously, which is something I really appreciate in a film that I'm just trying to watch and have a good time at. Do you have a rating out of 10 for this film for you?
Oh, geez, Louise.
Oh, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
I was gonna say 7.5.
See, look at this. Easy. Look at that. Look at that. I gotta update the Letterboxd. That's why we are on Letterboxd, Hops Geek News. That's why it's one of those things that some of these people who send us screeners have asked us if we're on, and so I'm trying to use it, trying to be better.
Oh. Is this another social media thing?
It's not really. It's just like logging movies that you watch, and you can leave like write a review if you want, or put out a 5.
Oh, DT was talking about it.
All right, so I guess out of 5, that'd be about a 3.5, essentially. Yeah. For us to be on the same page, it's not perfect. It's not like mind bending. It's not amazing, but it is get the job done. I want to kill my family after Thanksgiving, which my wife, who's a nurse, says apparently like the highest rate of cardiac patients is the day after Thanksgiving because everybody spends that day with their families.
That's so sad.
Crazy. But I'm spending mine with my family this year. So I guess I can let you guys know I'll be in Massachusetts this year for Thanksgiving. I am actually running a 5-mile race on Thanksgiving in Salem, Massachusetts. Let's hope I don't get
5 mile or 5K.
It's a 5-mile race. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just said, no, let's do it. So I'm doing a 5-mile race Thanksgiving morning so I can earn my beers that day. And then I'm hanging out with our friend Maynard Brewer the very next day.
How fun.
So drinking beers and things like that. So that's what I'm doing Thanksgiving. And then the Packers play against the Dolphins, 7 p.m. Thanksgiving night. So I got to earn my beers again. But I just thought it'd be fun. You know, we're all into running these days to be able to drink beers as we get older. That is what it is. But
it's run, stop drinking, or buy bigger clothes. These are
exactly. I don't want to buy bigger clothes. I would like to run because it's fun, and also continue drinking beers because it delivers us some fun times, and breweries are fun to us. But that's all I have for this movie, Lauren. Do you have anything else?
No, I think you said it all. I'm glad I watched it. It was I
told you. Now watch 30 Days a Night, God dang it.
It was much better than the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That's just depressing.
Charlie Brown sucks. God, that's why.
I love Charlie Brown. I don't know why you hate Charlie Brown. I love Charlie Brown Halloween and Christmas.
Brown. People were like, I picked Snoopy on the dog that I always say. Gross. That's what we have, folks. All right. Next week, I don't remember off the top of my head. Be another great episode, of course.
Next week, we're doing Thanksgiving sitcoms. I will be talking about Friends. You'll be talking about How I Met Your Mother. We'll probably sprinkle in some other stuff.
Giving, baby.
If you have we might be recording beforehand, but if you have a Thanksgiving TV show you've always loved, let us know. Maybe we'll mention it or talk about it or watch it.
Yes, do so. And then like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff, right? It's very difficult to say sometimes, but we got to pimp our own product, man. Notification button. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on podcasting platforms, drop us a review. That's how we boost the algorithms because we are algorithm ran in the year 2024, almost 25 of our Lord and Savior, Castiel. And be on the lookout. I am rolling into season 14 of Supernatural. We've been dropping those episodes. We do Cantina Hours.
Oh, we have a new one. There should be a new one out.
There should be a new one out talking about season 10. So go listen to that. And we will see you guys next week for some laughter, good heartfelt laughter. Cheers.
ET is Ryan Seacrest here. People always say it's good to unwind, but that's easier said than done. The exception, Chumba Casino. They actually make it easier done than said, or at least the same. Chumba Casino is an online social casino with hundreds of casino-style games like slots and blackjack. Play for fun. Play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sign up now and collect your free welcome bonus at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody. Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back, and we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this, everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it is Ryan Seacrest. There's something so thrilling about playing Chumba Casino. Maybe it's the simple reminder that with a little luck, anything is possible. ChumbaCasino.com has hundreds of social casino-style games to choose from with new game releases each week. Play for free anytime, anywhere for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Get $50 off any cocktail maker at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail.